What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new episode of Tritoncraft. I'm super thrilled that you are here. You might be wondering why I'm standing here holding a flint and steel. Oh boy. So, guys, we've got some things to talk about. First and foremost, we have to talk about this thing that is behind me because we are gonna go and detonate it right now. It's happening. We're gonna go do it, and I'm not doing it because I want to destroy the building all the way anyway, but I kind of really would like to demolish this building more. You can kind of see we're going for this whole vibe of like this building is all messed up and destroyed and everything. I was live streaming. I still had my camera on. I forgot to turn it off. Don't judge me. But yeah, so guys, this thing here is dynamite, and we're gonna go ahead and light it on fire, and then kind of wherever the pieces fall. Now I've removed the beacon because I don't want the beacon itself to get destroyed. I don't know if that is a thing with TNT. If I lose an iron block or like an emerald block or two, I don't really care. But what I want to do is whatever kind of blast radius this has, whatever destruction this causes, I'm gonna kind of cave in the roof around it. You can see I've been putting these little holes in here. I did a concept on a stream for kind of like one of the build palettes I'm going for in this area, like especially the village that I'm going to go for. And it's going to be kind of this ruined, kind of, destroyed brick and whatnot. So I decided to concept it into a whole building that surrounds the beacon. I moved it over here, and I'm kind of in love with it. I'm not going to lie. I am kind of in love with it. We're chucking in magma blocks everywhere. We're chucking in all sorts of black concrete. And then we're dealing with, big, giant, like, chunks taken out of the building, just like this here, which is just some creative placement of stair blocks and slabs and things of that nature. But you've got bricks that have broken off and fallen onto the ground, and they're over here. You've got black concrete parts and things. So obviously this building got gutted, burned out, whatever the case may be at some point. I love that we have these little coal blocks in here, but I really wanted to let at least some part of this be like a natural explosion. So that's not the right thing, and I'm almost out of food. So we are going to detonate this thing right now. We're going to just kind of see what happens, and whatever happens, that's what we're going to go with and work our damage around it. Okay, I feel like we can deal with this. I feel like we could definitely deal with this. I'm kind of a big fan of that. Oh, that's nice. Fly out the window. So I do have some stuff to show you guys back over at the original, the ocean monument. That's the thing I was working on last week. I spent so much time over there, I forgot what it was called. This is actually kind of really nice. I kind of really love how this did this. So the eave is like a little bit over. I decided to throw some spruce logs over top of this gray concrete diorite slabs in here, and then this little truss is supposed to be like a roof support and whatnot. I really like this. I think this turned out really well. But what we're going to do is we're going to start deforming the ground in here. We're going to make a couple of caved in sections, a couple of little piles of brick kind of spilled up onto the foot of this thing here, and we're going to cut some more holes in this thing, and then it's going to pretty much be the building. Whatever it looks like is whatever it looks like. I want it to look like it's pretty ruined and destroyed, going with this aesthetic over here that this is kind of an old ruined area. And this is something I am very proud of. So I ripped out the green that was here. You guys remember there was green here. I was not a big fan of the way the glass was looking and everything, and so I decided to bring some magma blocks. I decided to bring in a lot more black concrete, some obsidian, some coal blocks. That's what these are right here. And we brought in some campfires, which are hidden under those blocks there. And I am just so in love with this. I've decided to kind of go with this idea that this magic is like all these different types of power that's like ripping the land apart. And so you can see we stuck with the green up here, but we did add a couple of those same elements in here. Black concrete, coal, the campfires, the smoking emeralds. I kept referring to that stream. So I'm going to grab some supplies, and I'm going to meet you guys back over at the building right over there. Okay? Hey, I love this like glass thing too. And again, there's going to be little structures up there wherever you see those kinds of things. So let me grab some stuff, and I'll meet you back over there. Hang on. Welcome back, everybody, and well, it's been a little bit of extra time. I was supposed to just run like right over and grab some supplies, and we were supposed to kind of get there's a bee coming over, because we've got bees over here now. We've got bees, we've got so many other different things over here, and I have finished the beacon building. I did the whole thing. I just decided, what the heck, I'm going to crack on, and I'm really, really going to try to grind this out and get it done off camera, so that way I can come back and just show you guys the glory of this thing. And ooh, we're gonna talk about that little blue spike over there in just a moment. But this is our final build here, and I really, really stuck again with the kind of concepts that we came up with over here. These kinds of concepts, I stuck with those as we did the beacon building here. And you can just see a lot of these holes and everything like that poking their way out here. And the smoking emeralds. And then I even continued this inside of here. I decided to give this thing a black beam. Like there's this dark, dark magic kind of swirling around in the area. I love that these things can pass through a single slab as well. I had a slab right on top of it, but then I wanted to put the little glass thing there, so that way it could put out the signal there. But we even have, you know, the roof is collapsing somewhat. We've got these diorite slabs up here on the ceiling. And then we had these wooden slabs, this kind of cross beams that were falling in. And ooh, hello. What? Where are you? Where'd you come from? Huh? Huh? Anyway, after I was so rudely interrupted, but yeah, so I decided, like I said, we continued these beams across the ceiling here, and we've just got this whole thing is just dilapidated here. We had the TNT here, obviously, we blew that hole in the roof. I decided to chuck some leaves in here just to give this a little bit of different color and everything. We had, like I said, we had it collapse kind of in around the beacon itself, so we've just got rubble, all sorts of just random block rubble in here on top of the beacon, which I think just looks really, really nice. And then we can just see outside just the amount of detail. And I mean, I love the amount of detail that this build has in it. It's such a simple seeming build. I mean, and it kind of really is simple. It really, really is. But it's got a lot of detail packed into a small, small space here. And where are you guys coming from? God. But yeah, you can see we continued the leaves here. I decided to just chuck some straight into the wall and even right here into the path out here. Continued all of our bricks, you know, everything's breaking apart. There's just little piles here. Some of these things broke apart. Some of them are like still smoldering or on fire or whatever. And I just decided to just have fun with this and just kind of see what this would look like conceptually. I really love it. I am really, really, really in love with this. See, we've even got a couple of these. These are blocks from up here. I did leave some powder up there just because it looks kind of cool. So yeah, so this is this building. I also, right over in here somewhere-ish, I can't remember exactly where it was, you'll have to forgive me, but right over in there somewhere-ish, we had our animals. I decided to transfer all of the animals over to here. So all the animals are now in this pen. I've actually been breeding them a little bit as well, so we've got a few extras in there going on. I also, Moors, what in the world? For real, dude. Get. Well, I decided, what is going on? Like, is it nighttime and I'm just not aware of it, or what is going on here? He didn't drop any gunpowder. Anyway, I decided to go over. I grabbed some bees from over at the where I have that one farming outpost at the base of the volcano. Brought some beehives over here. I actually made some more. I've been breeding them up and letting them, they pollinate the crops, and there's also tons of flowers around here. Now you'll see this is just going to be a temporary setup. I don't believe this is going to stay here for now, but I just wanted to get this in here and move the animals over here so we can kind of start breeding them up. I also moved these two horsies up here, so now we have them up here. Yeah, I'm a really, really big fan of this beacon build, and this is a build palette I think we're really going to stick with all throughout the village when I start rebuilding the village over there. We're going to utilize that brick into the walls. We're going to utilize that brick pretty much everywhere, I think. But let's get to daytime here, and we are going to take flight, and I'm going to show you guys, because I also finished a lot of the terraforming. There we go. I finished a lot of the terraforming, which is to say I finished all of the terraforming all the way up to right here, and you can see there's just a hard line cut right here. This eventually will get converted. I eventually will convert this island over here. Yeah, eventually this island here will also be converted, just because this is still attached here. But this is a lot of sand. This is so much sand in here, and I just don't have any place to put it right now. And I just don't really want to worry about converting any more landscape or doing any more land until we get everything converted. I need to fix this because this is just this big flat area. The coastline used to go way further out here. Actually need to kind of taper this in a little bit, or maybe build up the sides of the walls here. And I want to kind of leave this little depression here, and I want to kind of have another one of those magical rift things here. And, you know, I'll probably build up this coastal wall over here a little bit and kind of stretch that out a little bit over here into the seawall. Excuse me for just one moment here. Guys, I have made so much light gray dye, and I have made so much concrete. I brought 2 full shulker boxes of gravel over here. I have about a half of one left. And believe it or not, the only thing I just have tons of is sand, because we've dug so much sand out of this area that, I mean, I can't use it fast enough. That's just how much of it we're using. But we got all of our concrete placed all the way up through here, all the way down into the water, all the way down through this area over here. I may actually leave this as like a little shallow, almost canal kind of thing between these two. Once all this is said and done, I might cut this out of here and just let this be like 1 or 2 blocks below the water line instead. And you can see, yeah, we've got everything kind of converted over here. And that's when I started thinking, okay, so I've got to start incorporating more of this magical deformities and explosions and things like that. Kind of the theme that we're going for in this area. Like we have over there in front of the beacon building and near where all my chest monsters and stuff are. So I decided to start playing around down here. There was actually a natural depression. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, jeez. You guys are distracting me. I have to go kill that other squid. Ooh, there's 2 over there now. Always. Now, I will just randomly, just when I'm out here building, see so many squid spawn. Like, this is why I'm not worried about the farm. At least not until I need way more black concrete on a much bigger scale. I mean, this is just what I've collected just since we started recording this piece. Like, they just spawn everywhere. And I ended up with like a whole stack and then some one time. But anyway, so I decided to start building some of these magical depressions. Now, there was a small depression here in the seabed, and I decided to dig it down and kind of pluck the fogged glass thing in there. Some of our black blocks, like our coal blocks and our black concrete, some of the magma blocks. We've got some obsidian over here on the wall. And I discovered a cave system down below here. So we are going to head over to that cave system by heading down over to here. Which is why this pillar of blue concrete is here. I hear you, zombie. And that's when we find this guy. Now, I don't know what kind of a spawner it is at all. Because I think Chroma Hills, I think for whatever reason they take the spinning mob out of there. Funny thing is I actually removed the lights. Let's see if I can remove the lights and see if I can get anything to spawn. Oh, it's a spider spawner. Okay. Spider spawner is actually really, really great because I don't have a spider spawner right now. I don't have any really good way to get string. So this is actually really, really good to have a spider spawner. This is right where I'm going to build the base. I decided when I found this, I was like, this is kind of Providence. Like, this is right almost dead center in the empty space up there. I really think I have to build the main structure up above here, which is what we're going to end out the video with. We're going to start working on the depression that's going to cut down into the ground here, where the ground has been upheaved and this big kind of magical fortress has risen into the sky. But you can see this whole huge thing down here. And this is what I was working on the last time I actually got a chance to play. We just chucked a whole bunch of sea lanterns all throughout here because they are just what I use for lighting. I've also been collecting coal as much as I possibly can because I am so low on coal. And I need it for campfires, number 1. But also, it's just, you know, smelting fuel, things like that. Ooh, there's 2 big deposits here. Good. This we will take all of because we just need so much coal anymore. And we need light. Thank you. Never, ever thought I'd ever play Minecraft and reach a point where I could just use sea lanterns as torches. That's the thing. We don't even use torches anymore. Like, we don't even need them for anything. Even lanterns you can buy en masse from librarians. Like, you don't need them for anything else. Except for basically to trade with librarians. I mean, coal anyway. Coal you don't need for anything. Never mind. We're just going to pretend I didn't talk this whole time, okay? We're going to pretend I didn't, but I'm not going to cut this. So, anyway. Yeah, we've got this nice little cave system. Whatever, I'm leaving that there. This nice little cave system in here. And we got even more here. Wow, why did I miss this before? Because I was more focused on building that thing over there, which I want to get back over there. And I want to play around with just a moment here. there's stuff up above getting caught in the current from the water. This is a lot of coal I'm finding in here. Oh, is this leading me through to another area? Okay, good. Let's just open this up and connect it. This obviously is going to have to get transformed into some kind of basement or something like that for the structure that we're building above, but exactly what that's going to be, I don't know. There's so much about this build that I don't know yet, unfortunately. There's just so much left to kind of plan and prepare for and kind of think about. Like, I just don't really... Let me chuck another light there. I also chuck these things around like they're candy. Like, I'm like, here, oh, we need more? We need more. Get them in there. And we kind of got the same thing here. We got a nice opening again. So let's just open this right up. There we go. Oh, how are we... What? Would much rather have the bird poop than the sandstone. Thanks. Yeah, so we're going to actually chip these right out of here. Thank you. And we're going to stick a light right in here. We're going to repeat that. There we go. There we go. Anyway. We've got this over here, and this is just, again, one of these little magical upheaval points. But, of course, we're in a cave system down below, so I can see it. And this is just kind of where all this extends down from up above. And I want to check, and I want to make sure there's no water in here, because one of these layers, yeah, well, I was going to say one of them still had water in it. Because I obviously was building it under the water. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to kind of just go through here judiciously with some stone. And fill in the air. There we go, until it clears out. Because we want this to have that nice fogged glass effect all the way down through. It's not going to have that if we have... Let me make sure this is concrete. There we go. There we go. There we go. So now, see, that looks nicer. That looks much, much, much nicer. I feel like I can still see that stone there. There we go. Yeah, much, much nicer. The only question is it... Or is that the actual, like, bottom layer right there? That might be the actual bottom layer right there. Yeah, that's the bottom layer, so we can't remove that. There we go. That was what I was looking for before when I was playing, and I couldn't think about it like too much. But what this has kind of done, like I said, is this has kind of brought the area together. This has kind of given me the final push that I need to be like, okay, I know exactly how this area is going to get built now. I know exactly what we're going to build in here, and I know exactly what it's going to kind of look like. Is, again, we're going to have this, like, magical fortress, like, ripping its way up out of the ground, causing this huge, huge upheaval. You can just see, like, all this magical artifacting and, like, these blocks, like, the glass blades and stuff I have, like, floating in there. You're going to see all that stuff. That's going to be really, really cool. That's going to be later, obviously, in the design phase. We're still, like, we're not even done with the terraforming yet, but we're taking a break from it so we can actually continue and not even continue, begin work on the actual kind of project proper. Because we've got so much to do yet. There we go. I just kind of want to leave a little bit of a mark for it, but I don't want it to be too crazy. So yeah, we're gonna head back over here, up to our spider spawner. More light, always more light. And this is a nice gravel patch in here, so that makes it good. So we can use that for concrete. And give me that. Thank you. There we go. So, all right, we're going to head out through the top here. I'm going to go dump some stuff off here, and then we're actually going to start working. Like I said, we're going to start working on the plan here. Why do I hear zombies? There must be an adjacent cave down there that I haven't discovered yet. Or there's just more of them wandering around up here just because, oh, it's almost nighttime, so we're going to wait and we're going to take nighttime. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to go ahead. I'm going to play the promo for this year's live stream for the Cure. So if you're watching this, you're not sure what, live stream for the Cure is or whatever in the world is going on with all that stuff. I host a podcast called The Epic Film Guys. Me and my co-host, we put a cancer charity event on every single year where we raise money for the Cancer Research Institute. It's a research institute that does immunotherapy. And basically, they're looking for a future immune to all forms of cancer. That's their goal. And we would love to help them achieve that goal, so we raise money for them every single year to help them to that end. So I'm going to go ahead and play the promo for that while I kind of, ditch the rest of this stuff and kind of start emptying out my inventory here, because we actually need to, you know what I can do is actually we'll mine all these coal blocks. So please enjoy the promo. I will be back on the other side.
Can you imagine a world immune to all forms of cancer?
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for our 4th annual live stream for the Cure.
And this year, we need your help more than ever.
Please join us May 27th through May 31st for 48 hours of live content from guests and podcasts around the world.
We'll be aiming for our most ambitious goal to date as we try to raise $10,000 for the Cancer Research Institute.
Please visit www.livestreamforthecure.com for more information on this year's event and how you can be a part of it. Together, we can make a difference. I just have to stop and we just have to just look down at all of this stuff. I've never looked at it from this high up, at least not from a stationary position. Usually I'm just flying over, and I just love the amount of detail that I've already managed to get in here. I really feel like it's making the area come to life. I love the way that this building spills out onto the ground, so it just looks like it's kind of part of it. This I'm just going to leave here. I'm just honestly going to leave that little facade there. It's just kind of a ruined building. I may actually chuck some brick blocks like in a pile, like next to it. Like the rest of the building just kind of collapsed or whatever. But yeah, we're just going to leave that right there. I don't think there's any reason to really remove that. And like I said, this whole village over here, this whole village is getting redone in this style with the bricks, with the gray and the light gray concrete and all that stuff. And I think we're going to do maybe not as ruined. It'll be still ruined, but it's not going to be as ruined. But, oh, yeah, and I love you got the path that continues around there into the village. The path that continues over here into the village. I just love it so much. All right, let's get these coal ores chopped up here. All right, there we go. So we got, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sacks and then some. So that can turn into 47 blocks of coal, which we're actually not going to use all of because we need coal for like a lot of stuff. So we're actually going to stick this whole stack of coal blocks in there. We'll just keep these for decorations for now. So I'm pretty sure I have another one. Oh yeah, this is a whole shulker of cobblestone I brought over here as filler blocks underneath the terrain, where I could backfill where I had removed all the sand so I could move coastlines and stuff. Yeah, it's almost gone. As is everything else. Yeah, so we've got a whole other stack of coal blocks in here as well. So we got plenty of coal blocks. We don't have anything to worry about as far as that's concerned. But we actually need to put all this stuff down for now. And what we're going to do is we've got a separate chest for that. That's right. And we've got a separate shulker for diorite. I think that's this one. Some of this stuff I actually remember where it is, and some of it I honestly just am lost every time I open it. It's like, what? Where is what? Huh? Like such a mess a lot of the time. But it's just one of those things too, you know? It just, you know. We've got tons and tons more light gray concrete. We've got a bunch of gray. We've got a bunch of white. We don't have as much black concrete. I really need to whip up some more of that. But I mean, unfortunately, I need ink for that, and I've been using all the ink to convert all my, light gray concrete. Now that I can kind of hit the brakes on light gray concrete for a while because I've got plenty of it, number one. And number two, I'm going to be reclaiming some of it very shortly. So, why don't I have stone blocks anywhere? I guess I don't. Oh, you know why? I had them, and then I removed them. Because I was backfilling things. Yeah, see? Oh, I guess this is more full than I thought it was. It's still pretty much all full, but we emptied this one out. This one, I had to start filling it with sand because we had so much sand. So, all right, let's grab a nap. Whoop. And now the sun is coming up, and now it is time to go start deforming things. So first things first, we are just going to dig. We're just going to start removing all of the blocks around the hole over here. And we're just going to kind of start making a little depression. I think we want to... Well, we'll stick that in there. We'll keep the shovel on us here. I got to watch the durability of that, though. I think we'll skip the Triton Silky there, and we'll just go with the Fortune Pick. Ow. And we'll take damage. These magma blocks, I take so much damage from them. My armor, my helmet was like in the red. It was like down to here. It was so low. It was like, oh, it was so crazy. So yeah, so kind of, this is going to be kind of the area. Like I said, this is kind of the central area for where this depression is over here. I just kind of love it. Like this whole thing is going to be just a huge like chasm here that's going to go down. It might even go as far down as where that spawner is. I'm not 100% sure how deep this is going to go. And then we're going to backfill it with a lot of black and these magma blocks and maybe some gray concretes and things like that, like dark gray concretes, not the light gray. because this is kind of going to be like the epicenter, like where everything kind of started to fall apart. So let's kind of just start like deforming this just a little bit, and we're going to let this kind of play out naturally. That's why I'm doing it on camera, and I just kind of like want to share this bit of the build process with you guys. Like some of it obviously I want to grind out and I want to do by myself, but you know, we want to just kind of start deforming it. So this is basically going to be our depression right here. And see, look at this. We're reclaiming so much gray concrete right now as it is. And obviously we'll probably end up backfilling some of this at some point. We won't end up doing a lot of this, but this is basically about how large that you know, floating island is going to be that's over our heads. Is about this large, give or take. And that's about almost 3 stacks full of gray concrete. Let's actually, I'm going to go just a little bit further over this way. There we go. Haste 2 on the beacon. So, I mean, obviously we're just going to insta-mine our way through a lot of this stuff, which is, again, why I need to be careful of the shovel here. But we're just going to, like I said, we're just going to kind of start ripping our way right down through all of this terrain here. And we're just going to slowly taper our way in as we get a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. We're going to start tapering inward, and I know I'm not doing the best job of that, but that's because the shovel, like the pickaxe with the efficiency 5 is already insta-mine. Like, shovels are pretty much insta-mine with dirt anyway when it's a diamond shovel, but, yeah, it's just not, yeah. We're going to end up refilling a lot of this in, so we obviously wanted to make it just a little bit bigger than what our depression is going to be. And then we're going to be backfilling in a lot of this with, like I said, we're going to do a lot of black concretes, a lot of obsidians, a lot of those coal blocks and whatnot, a lot of those different kinds of blocks. That's why we have all those, is so we can make, like, the ground is just going to be ripped, kind of torn apart here. And there we go. Let's get all that out of there. Like so. Can I have? There we go. Get that. Thank you. And we'll just kind of keep moving in here. We're just kind of aiming downward. And we are just kind of sweeping around this circle here. I'm not really too concerned because I can go back and spot fix things later. So I'm not 100% concerned about necessarily where, you know, the cutoff points are. Like, oh, is this enough, or is that enough, or is this too steep, is that too steep? I don't want it to look clean. I want this to look very, very, very messy. You know, I want this to look like this is just, you know, like something ripped up out of the ground, basically. I mean, that's really what it should look like. You know, we should have, like, this kind of chaotic look to it, I think. And, oh, yeah, see, there's our spawner already right down there. We're barely even scratching the surface right now. So I really feel like we kind of got to keep going. And we're going to get away some of these blocks in the middle here. I hear you, zombie, but I still don't know where you are. It's really kind of getting irritating, as a matter of fact. Oh, that's right, we have this gravel patch down here. I forgot all about it. It's good, though. It's good. We need more gravel for more concrete, obviously. We're going to need a lot of black concrete because we're going to basically be filling most of this in with black concrete. A lot of these, like a lot of those depressions, those are just going to be refilled in with stone or dirt or whatever. They're not going to be solid like that. It kind of works out. Like I said, it's kind of almost perfect that this spawner is down here because this ends up being perfect for my needs. Because, well, I guess we're just falling into the hole now. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it kind of works out perfectly because now we've already got kind of a natural end point for where this entire thing can kind of come to a natural conclusion is once we get down there. Of course, we're going to take all this nonsense with us. All this stuff. We're taking all this. See, is there a cave down here or is this just like some small spot he spawned into? Oh, see, there is like a little cave. Is this like a little cave extension down here? Because I see light over here. Or, oh, is this my cave or is this a different cave? Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, I see the game you're playing. Okay. Well, we're just gonna rip these out of here like so. Rip these out of here like so. And we're gonna kind of make this... Again, we need all these blocks so badly. We just really, really need them. I need so much coal, it's just stupid. And we can backfill some of this with some dirt. And we're actually going to just wall this portion off right here, just in case anything else spawns in here. I mean, something may spawn in here and still make its way down here, but for the most part, we should be protected from mobs spawning way up in the chamber and then making their way in. And yeah, so this is just kind of what we're going for, is we're just going to kind of taper this and, you know, kind of like a cone shape, digging into the ground. And you know, obviously that's what we're going to replicate way up there at some point later in the series here. I have no idea when that structure is actually going to start taking shape, because we have to build a whole floating island first. I mean, that's going to be like a lot of stuff, and we're obviously going to use the spawner room, like I said, to our advantage, but that is going to have to be kind of repurposed. It's going to kind of have to transform a little bit and change from what it is now, because it's just not going to look the way it is down here. We can't have just a cobblestone box at the bottom of this hill, at the bottom of this little cylinder thing. It just isn't going to look the same. It's not going to look right. And we're going to rip all this out of here like so, because we're just going to backfill this with some dirt. Always take the gravel. Gravel and sand, like, you know, you can come up with a farm to do pretty much anything in Minecraft these days, but, you know, you can't come up with anything to really get gravel, or sand for that matter, like any better way. You pretty much got the one way, and that's pretty much it. You've just got to gut it out. You've just got to do it. We're actually going to just fill this in here, because yeah, we don't want this to be an extension over here. We don't want anything else over here. We're just going to kind of taper this out like so, and that's going to be part of that wall there. So we're actually going to do like this. There we go. That works out kind of nicely. I kind of like that. And let's get this in here like this. You know, I used to, for the longest time playing Minecraft, I used to never like to backfill with cobblestone. Like, I don't know why. Like, I always just was kind of this stickler for like, oh, I have to just make the terrain still look like it's the normal terrain. I can't put anything there that wasn't already there. Please don't ask me why that's a thing. I don't really know. I think what we may honestly do here is we may hollow this out, and we may just make a drop kill chamber for these spiders, and do a little collection point for their stuff kind of down below. Because, I mean, really, if you think about it, like, I don't need spiders for XP or anything like that, so I don't need to worry about building, like, an XP farm out of this. And I can just basically have all the spider... I mean, the only thing that you lose out on is the looting. You wouldn't have the looting sword, but if I just make, like, a drop kill chamber out of this and just have them fall down and have hoppers down there to collect their gear, like, that's just going to be easy enough for me, I think. I don't think I need anything much more complicated than that. So let's take this wall down here just a little bit. And this is kind of what my build process is going to be for this whole thing. And I mean, the same thing really does apply to the structure that I built up there, the brick structure, because again, that was the same thing. We're just chucking blocks in. Like, I'm just chucking blocks in to see what it does, to see what kind of look it achieves. And then we just have to kind of trust ourselves from there to make it kind of look like we need it to look. And now the only real thing is going to be when we build this back up, obviously we've got to build up through here. And I think we can probably cheat our way around this just a little bit by, like, if we do like this, and we kind of start coming over this way up here, like that. There we go. And like so. And yeah, there we go. We're not going to go too crazy. We're just going to kind of start making this in a little bit like this. There we go. And now it kind of, you can see it's kind of coming to like this point, like down in this area here. Not you. Oh, my. Oh, this was a fun episode. This was a fun... I usually don't tend to do... I've been doing a lot more live streams and stuff lately, so twitch.tv/epicfilm, guys. If you're not following, make sure you head over there and follow the channel, because I've been doing a lot more streams lately where I've been doing a lot more grindy kind of projects like this, but I just figured I would do this one here because I really wanted to kind of let you guys get into the head of this project just a little bit. Let you guys kind of get into whatever the build process is going to be here for this project and kind of see, okay, let's place this block here, let's place this block here, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's kind of the way that this project is just going to be born. And obviously we're going to come back through here and we're going to be covering all this up with concrete and all those other fun blocks and stuff that we talked about. Yeah, that's pretty much that there. We're going to rip that gravel out of there at some point, so I don't want to close this off completely. Now, Nick, why not just do it now? No time like the present, man. Thankfully, it doesn't look like it's a massive gravel deposit either, so I don't have to worry about like backfilling a ton of blocks. You can just backfill some. That's always a super huge concern of mine, is like I don't want to do a ton of backfilling work. It was the weirdest thing, though. I don't really know why that always was. I do still want to make the terrain look good. I don't necessarily think that's unique to me, though. I think a lot of people that play Minecraft, they really... I mean, some people just want their cool builds. They don't really care, probably. But, you know, what's one of those major things about, like, a good build is you have a really nice landscape all around it. And let me tell you, I've spent way too long working on the landscape of this specific area. I cannot, and I mean cannot, ignore any small detail over here. Everything's got to be covered. I've got to take care of everything. Like, if I don't take care of everything, it's just going to be like, why did I do it? Why did you waste the time to do all this? Well, you know, we are hungry again. That's what happens when you're working so hard. Ow. Not necessary. Thank you. Oh, right. It's not going to let me... I'm going to have to eat before I sleep, yeah. Because I will lose too much health. And I'll keep taking damage until it decides to, you know, whatever. There we go. Alright, so now we can kind of chuck these blocks away. And here. It's sad. I'm getting used to my chest monsters now, so it's going to be sadder when I have to rip them out of here. I mean, sadder for, you know, somebody, not for me necessarily, but, you know, it's sad nonetheless. It's going to be sad. All right, so we've got some extra gravel still. We're just going to chuck it in the box with this sand because obviously it's just going to be used for concrete anyway. Hey, look at that. We've got some cobblestone to repurpose, so we'll chuck that in there like so. We're going to keep the light gray concrete and the blue on us because we're going to need both of those. We'll hang on to that. A diorite we might actually need as well. We know what we actually do need to do is we need to get that out of there. And we need to get this out of here like so. Do I have any sticky sticks? No, I do not. Yes. Okay, so we need campfires. I hate that these don't stack. I mean, I get why they don't stack, but I still hate that they don't stack. It just, you know, it's just one of those things. You guys get it, right? There we go. So that can go in there. That can go in there. And we'll actually toss those sticks right in there as well. But yes, we definitely need campfires because we want to have the smoke coming out like we have over here. With all the smoke coming out from underneath the ground, we're going to take some more of the blue with us. We're just going to grab, I think, that whole shulker box that has all the black stones and stuff in it. I think we're just going to grab that whole thing. We'll worry about glass later because we're obviously going to have those glass kind of particulate effects coming out. Grab some sea lanterns, and then, yeah, let's just grab that whole guy right there because we're going to need him. What? Oh. Guy, can you not, please? Is this big enough is my question. Let me take a good look at it from high in the sky here. Is this a big enough depression? Is that going to make the floating island big enough is the question. I honestly don't think it is. I honestly don't think it's big enough. I think we need to go in that direction a little bit more and kind of rip out a little bit more of the hole here. Kind of trying to think here. Yeah, I think we need to, but I think the problem is now I'm like jam-packed full of these stupid campfires. Okay, just here. You go here. Everybody go here. Everybody get down. Just sit on the ground and stay there, please, and thank you. Man, this is gonna kill the video's frame rate, I am sure. Lots and lots of fun particle effects. You're welcome. Yeah, let's put all these stupid things down. There we go. Alright. So yeah, we're going to open up this thingy just a little bit more here, and then we're going to set to work getting this thing filled with all of the different things that we're going to need in here. But that is actually where I'm going to wrap it up for today, just because we've gotten a lot done in this video. Well, I got most of the stuff done between videos, and this is kind of a big project, so I want to kind of grind a little bit away at this. But this is kind of the shape we're going to go for. We're going to widen this thing out a little bit more. And we're going to just kind of start chucking blocks in there and just kind of see what happens. Kind of the same way that we just kind of haphazardly ripped the blocks out of here. We're going to do the same thing when we build this thing up. So I do really, really appreciate you guys watching the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are not already, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and you know, hit the like button. Let YouTube know that you really, really enjoy the content that I've got going on here for you. And if you are so inclined, you really, really do enjoy the videos and everything, you want to be notified whenever I'm going to drop a new one, then make sure you ring that bell. Get it on. Don't ask. But yeah, I really, really, really do appreciate you hanging out. I didn't even really widen this out all that much. I mean, it did a little bit, I guess, but not like a ton. It's not like this huge, massive amount of whatever. You know, it's just kind of a little bit, just like a few blocks. But it gets wider at the top, obviously. So obviously, we took a lot more up there than we ended up taking down here. But that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I kind of want to make sure we can still get out of here on foot, which we can. There we go. Yeah, I think that's plenty. I don't think we really need to worry about too much else. Something. There we go. I don't think that's too terrible. So yeah, I really, really, really do appreciate you guys checking out the channel. Please, 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 again, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And, you know, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all of your interest in this series. I really, really, really do appreciate everybody's comments. Everything you say over in the comment section, I will respond to your comments. Please make sure you just, you know, leave a like, even if it's to say hello back. I love you. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Until next time on Tritoncraft, I have been Nick, and I will see you later. Bye-bye. Yeah. Ow.